Hello everyone, this is Jurassic Swine here, and this is the first time you're hearing my voice. I know, not the best, but yeah, excuse the background noise. There's currently a heat wave in the United States, so gotta have the AC on or else I will die. Oh man, this is weird talking to no one, but I'm my siblings telling you this. You don't think I'm insane, but it is Jurassic Swine. Anyway, so yeah, I just want to say, before we get into this, thank you guys so much. I wouldn't have even thought we'd get to 15 subscribers, let alone get up to 178. Now, I know in terms of YouTube that's small fry, but I mean, imagine a room with 178 people. It's a lot. Hi, this is future Jurassic Swine popping in just to say, it's actually 180 now. Yeah, don't listen to what that guy has to say. It's actually 180, but my point still stands. That's a decent chunk of people. So I wanted to turn this 20-minute special into a bit of a Q&A. So yeah, sit back and enjoy the Chasmosaurus massacre that's happening in the background while I answer some of you guys' questions. Our first question comes in from friend of the channel, Mr. Dodo19, who I wanted to start with his question because it's actually a very good one, which is, how did you get your channel name? I got this channel name years ago because my favorite insult is calling someone an uncultured swine, and obviously I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, so I figured, why not combine the two into a bit of a self-deprecating name, Jurassic Swine, because, with my love of waifus and stuff, you could make some easy jabs at me, so I figured, why not beat them to the punch, and I just think it's a silly name, and it stands out. There's nobody else on the internet called Jurassic Swine, so you're gonna remember who I am. Mr. Dodo also wanted to know my thoughts on the series The Future is Wild. I haven't personally watched it yet, but from what I've seen, it's okay. I personally think some of the ideas are a bit absurd, but it's not real, so have fun with it. Some of the stuff's cool, but again, I really doubt that some of this stuff could actually exist. For those who don't know, it's a speculative evolution series, so just imagining what could happen in the future of the planet's evolution, that sort of stuff. I think it's okay. Historically, I haven't been into speculative evolution that much, so I've always preferred to learn about, what really once existed on this planet, but recently I've come to appreciate it more and more. I think it's a very fun, creative, and scientifically informed way to, just make cool stuff up, basically. So yeah, Future is Wild, it's alright. I haven't watched it in its entirety yet, so I can't really give you a fair full opinion, but again, from what I've seen, it's pretty cool. Next question is coming from other friend of the channel, Jurassic Cannon King, and I'm gonna have to stop saying that soon because practically all of the people asking questions are friends of the channel, so just mentally add it in from now on. But anyways, he asks, are you allowed to set off 4th of July fireworks? The answer, no, because it is illegal in the state of New York. So, but nobody cares here. It sounds like trying to sleep in Normandy last night with how many fireworks are going off. Jesus. Yeah. So that's the short and sweet answer. But also, I just don't like fireworks. The noise and the explosions, they set off my monkey brain into fight or flight mode. I used to be horrified of them as a kid, like I was like a dog, but I'm not mortified now, but I still don't like them very much because it stresses me out. I'm trying to just relax in my room on summer break, and then you got the bombs going off. Alright, yeah, that reminds me, I'm recording this, or at least a decent chunk of this, on the 4th of July, so happy 4th of July to all my American friends. The Dino Defender asked, what would I say is the worst figure in my collection, excluding dollar store dinosaurs or Chinosaurs? That would probably have to go to the Hammond Collection Triceratops. Mainly the head is what's wrong with it, and the lack of neck. If you Google this thing, there's no neck articulation, because there's no neck. It's just a head on a ball joint attached to the body. It's weird, and its face just looks all lumpy, and it's an issue with a lot of the early Hammond Collection figures, is that they're very lumpy, and I think that's weird because it's supposed to be like a bit more of a mature collector's item, and so why still kidify it and make it friendly for the kids? Like I think that they really improved the game with the Brachiosaurus, the Carnotaurus, which are some of my favorites. But with the early days, they really, really were off the mark. The Para too, the Parasaurolophus, it's the difference between the Parasaurolophus and the Corythosaurus is like night and day for me in terms of quality Hadrosaurs. I also don't really like my 2021 SH Monster Arts Mechagodzilla, mainly because his shoulder's being held in by a toothpick. I think that speaks for itself. So yeah, that's pretty much my least favorite figures in my collection. All the rest I don't like are just sort of like alright. Like there's not really much interesting to say about them. Yeah, that's about it. Next question. Bahia Bola asks, when did you start having waifus and why? I feel like the why is a lot easier for me to answer than the when. Because the why is, I'd say, fairly simple. It's just, humans were social animals. We like the feeling of companionship. So, I've never been in a relationship before, and I probably never will at this rate, because I don't even know if someone like me suits a relationship. But, so, my brain naturally searches for alternatives, and it found that alternative, and, well, you can see where that got me. And, of course, there's also the undeniable, teenage boys. Do I need to explain, though? We know. I feel like that goes without saying. So yeah, that's the why. As for the when, I couldn't tell you. It's not like I have it written down somewhere. The first time I started simping over a fictional woman, I did not jot down the date and store it in the archives. The first big one is probably Lisa from Genshin Impact. So that was around 2020. I really, really was just smitten with Lisa. She has a lot of character that, we're not gonna drop this. I don't want to out myself too much. But, yeah, so using Lisa as our benchmark, that puts us around 2020. And well, I also really like Sabrina a lot from Pokemon. I think she's cool, and I still like her a lot. I think she's still pretty cool. So I'm sorry I can't give you a date, because I honestly don't know. Around 2020, I know it's sooner than that, because I really don't know. That's really the point here. So yeah. Why? It's just because I'm lonely, and when? I don't know. Yeah, I get why you asked that, though. I'm fully cognizant of the fact that this is unusual, and yeah, I know I'm opening myself up to mockery with this. I'm aware of that. I'm not that I know that people are gonna make fun of it. But you know what? I don't care at this point. If you like, I'm an open book. If you like what you see, that's cool. If you don't, hey, that's cool too. That's always been my mindset with the internet and stuff. On his second account, Bahia also asked if I give a random feature to a creature in Jurassic World Evolution 2, what would it be, and who would I give it to? Now that initially I was going to say giving Alamosaurus the ability to fight back, but now that I think about it, I'd probably give Quetzalcoatlus the ability to walk, because as Darkids, like Quetzalcoatlus and Thanatosdraken, they spent a decent chunk of their time on the ground. They're better suited to walking than most pterosaurs, and it's even been argued that they didn't fly at all and spent all their time on the ground. That idea is incorrect, but I'm just using that to prove a point that they are very well suited to walking on the ground. And it feels very weird that they don't, because you have this, especially with the oversized Dominion Quetzalcoatlus, it feels very weird to just see it never land. This thing, it exclusively flies around in this aviary that's just too cramped for it. It looks odd, and it sucks because I think the design is beautiful and I would love to use it more, but it just doesn't feel like a Quetzalcoatlus to me, so I go out of my way not to use it. So that's definitely what I'd do. I'd definitely give Quetzalcoatlus the ability to walk. Pigeon Hunter 15 asks, what is my favorite dinosaur and what is my favorite modern day animal? This one's pretty straightforward. My favorite dinosaur is Alamosaurus, and my favorite animals are elephants. Pigeon Hunter also asked how many waifus I have, and to be honest, I lost count after 50. So, I have a problem. I should go touch grass, whatever. God, I'm so lonely. Alright, next question. Child FTW asked me for my favorite Anne card. So for those who don't know, that's from Project Sakai. I'd have to say probably Nuanced Language, the untrained version, because I just think Anne looks so cute and pretty. She's smiling, she's doing the dishes, she's so beautiful. Anne Shirashi, I love her. She's probably one of my favorite characters ever, along with Topaz and Godzilla. I know it's a bit of a weird mix, but yeah. So yeah, that's my favorite Anne card. But hold that thought, because there's also another Anne card I really like, helping out with script writing untrained. I prefer the untrained cards a lot, because I just like, I don't know, I just prefer them usually. But in this one, you have Anne and Nene, and it's just so adorable the way she's just leaning on Nene's desk. So yeah, I really like that one too. Gerator asked, how is the nature on Long Island, and have you been to any national parks upstate? The answer to the second half of that is unfortunately no. I have not been to any national parks, period, but, I have family up there. My dad owns a camper, so I'm up there somewhat regularly, and it is beautiful even outside of the national parks. Like, the landscape is just gorgeous up there, but as for the first half, it's not like what you have down in Australia. We're not exactly teeming with wildlife. I mean, the biggest thing here is probably a white-tailed deer. But, you got other stuff too, like, squirrels, raccoons, possums, foxes. Never seen a fox. Rabbits, that sort of stuff. There's plenty of birds too. Crows, blue jays, cardinals, mourning doves. There's a woodpecker that lives at the side of our house and sometimes pecks at it. And I know you like bugs, and there's a ton of bugs here, because there's a ton of bugs everywhere, but I couldn't tell you what kinds, aside from like vague stuff like, spider, moth. So I'm not a real big bug guy, so I couldn't tell you what, but there are bugs. Nothing as insane as down in Australia, but there's still bugs. And there's some reptiles. There's garter snakes. There's eastern box turtles, which I believe are endangered, unfortunately. But that actually brings me around to my main point, which is that there isn't much nature left on Long Island, because it's a heavily developed island. Like there's constantly like new stuff being built, so there's not really much nature left to begin with. What is left? Well, in terms of plants, most of the stuff I can confidently identify, it's actually invasive. So there's Japanese knotweed plaguing my backyard. There's trees of paradise. You'll see those often if like you're driving down the side of on the side of the road. You'll see them growing a lot. Those are invasive. But as for native plants, there's this place that we used to go to a lot. It has like these big pine trees. That was always cool. I liked it. You'd see, you just walk through, and it was near a sod farm, of all things. So my dad just let the dogs run around on there. And I always liked going there because the environment always reminded me of like the Lost World or Time of the Titans. It felt very prehistoric. It's probably as prehistoric as you can get on Long Island. So I'd sometimes bring my dinosaur toys there. It was nice. I haven't been there in years though. BeHuggin6059 asks, what got me into paleo? Well, it's really hard to say because I've been into paleo basically forever, but I did watch shows like Dinosaur Train growing up, and obviously Jurassic Park played a role, no doubt. But what sort of did it for me was, it's a little known fact that I love elephants. Like, I'm obsessed with elephants, like modern ones, and their extinct relatives, which are sort of what really piqued my interest as a kid, is just seeing these things I'm super familiar with and seeing how different they used to be and how varied they used to be. That really got my imagination going. Like, I just, I wanted to learn, where did they get their start? And then that sort of led down. And then I started learning about more and more, and then realized how weird and wonderful the ancient past used to be, like these really cool and interesting animals that once existed. So yeah, that's really what did it to me, is that I found it and still find it so just interesting to imagine that these things once existed, and I want to learn as much about them as I can. Rosalina Deanda-ZD6NN asked, how am I doing? Oh, well, I'm doing good, thanks for asking. I hope you're all doing good too. But with most of the questions I wanted to answer today over with, now that leaves us with one glaring omission. Friend of the channel, Mr. Loophole, decided to leave me a generous heap of questions to choose from. And so, with the remaining time, I'm going to try to get through as many of them as I can. So get ready, folks, strap in, because it is time for the Mr. Loophole speed round. What is my favorite non-sauropod dinosaur? Well, it really bounces around a lot depending on what I'm fixated on at the moment. Right now, I want to say it's Stegosaurus, just because I'm really hooked on stegosaurs at the moment, but I just want to say it changes a lot. Usually it's either Ceratosaurus or like a Nodosaur of some kind. But yeah, right now I'd probably say Stegosaurus. It's a classic for a reason. What is my least favorite movie? Easy, Jurassic World Dominion. That is the only film I genuinely hate. Not just dislike, I hate everything it stands for in terms of the Jurassic Park franchise. And I just don't like it as a movie in general. Like, I'm gonna stop because I could probably spend all 20 of these minutes complaining about Dominion. Can I tell you about Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail? You have Google in Iowa, use it. Have I seen the entirety of Long Island? No, Long Island's huge. Anything to say on the new Jurassic Park movie? I'm cautiously optimistic for it. I mean, I really don't want to get myself excited because I did that with Dominion and I was crushingly disappointed, but from what I'm seeing so far, it looks to be a return to form for Jurassic, which is great. Which color Pikmin is my favorite? I have never played a Pikmin game. I'm not a big Pikmin fan, but if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick the yellow guy. I think he looks cool. Have I been to Iowa, and if not, why? No, I haven't. I really haven't been past the Mississippi River. And the reason is, well, we just don't do a lot of interstate travel. I mean, it's like we could really afford to do it. I mean, you're not really like in a position to like do a lot of traveling. And I don't know, it just really never came up. Am I going to watch Twisters when it releases? Almost definitely not. I don't know, I just haven't been watching a lot of movies lately, and I didn't even know it was coming out until you said it in the comment. Vanilla or chocolate ice cream? Vanilla, because I don't like chocolate. I never have. Even when I was little, I hated the smell. I hate the taste. I still do to this day. There are very few chocolate products I actually like. Like, I just can't eat straight chocolate. I think it's rancid. How's the weather on Long Island? Well, I mean, right now, I think it looks like it might rain. It's been cloudy on and off, and there's a heat wave, so it's very hot. But other than that, there's nothing really much to comment on. Which is better, Hallucigenia or Tiktaalik? I'd have to pick Tiktaalik just because, I'm a vertebrate, so naturally I'm a bit biased towards our great-great-great-great-great-grandpapa. I mean, Hallucigenia is cool. I mean, it's a weird little guy, and I like weird little guys, but I think Tiktaalik's so important to the history of life on Earth and just our understanding of it that I gotta pick Tiktaalik. Yellow or purple? I don't know. I was never one for having favorite colors, but if I had to pick, I'd probably say purple. I like it a lot. I think it's a nice underrated color that, it never really shows up much, but when it does, it's nice. Will I play Pikmin? I'm gonna be honest with you, Loop. Probably not. Because, I don't know, it's just not really... Okay, I get it's a good game. It looks fun and all, but I guess you could say I'm a bit tunnel visioned when it comes to what I play and do. Because almost everything has to have a dinosaur in it for me to be interested. Like, or a waifu, as you've seen. But yeah, so I'm sorry. I get you love Pikmin, and that's cool, but personally, I'm just not that interested. Why are you awake at 2:45 a.m.? Are you sleep deprived? I probably am, honestly. I mean, my sleep schedule has been absolutely demolished by the summer so far, and I'm hoping to get it back on track soon. Yippee! And with the last Chasmosaurus down, that means our questions have to stop for today. I want to thank you guys so much for asking all these questions. Even if your question didn't make it in, I still really do appreciate all the support. I just can't believe I've gotten this far. I think it's insane, personally. But yeah, if you've been listening to me ramble this far, thank you again, and have a nice day.